G'day guys, here we are at our objective for the day. It's 20 to 12, so we've got quite a bit of time here, and we're at one of the Italian POW camps that used to exist in the area here. This is on Balmoral Road, about 10 to 12 k's from Jarrahdale, and it's only one of, I think there were 40 odd prisoner of war camps. Why is it whenever you start talking a car comes? Oh, waving to them always helps. And this one was Camp W20. It was a work camp. So 1939 the army actually came out and built this camp, not originally as a POW camp, but then when the North Africa campaign started up and they started getting the prisoners of war over, the Italian prisoners were actually sent down to Marrinup. Now most people have heard of Marrinup. Marrinup, camp number 16, was one of the main camps, if not the main camp. It was all controlled from Marrinup at the end of the day. Anyway, they started rolling up 1943, 1944. This camp that was originally set up for the army was converted to a POW camp, and there was around the 200 to 220 Italian prisoners actually turned up here. So it was set up April 1944 for the prisoners of war from the North Africa campaign, and we're going to go for a walk and see what's left. Really there is no just foundations and a fireplace. Behind us over here is the, what you might call the entry statement. They're all typical 2 poles with a horizontal pole across it. Probably said you're welcome to Stalag 13 or something like that. But anyway, so on this side we have a map. I'll take a still photo of that and put it up there, and on the map it shows commandant's accommodation, the wash or shower house, powerhouse, kitchen, the pit. There's a pit over the other side apparently. The fire remains of the fireplace, boiler remains, and parade ground. I should be able to pick the parade ground and spend enough time on them. Over the other side of the road, or over the other side of the actual walk trail, there was a Jarrah mill here, the Balmoral mill, and it's only just down the road. The Miller's Log Road actually exists. So it was typical of all the other Jarrah mills. It was milled here and then put on the train, taken down and shipped over Rockingham. But anyway, welcome to Prisoner of War Camp number W20, work camp. In case you were wondering why they called it a work camp, they were out here basically cutting wood. A lot of the Italian prisoners of war were actually put to work in the agricultural, clearing lands, improving the land, helping the farmers out, because of course a lot of the men had gone off to war, and it was very, very low security prisoners of war that were here. When you look in the southwest, especially around Harvey and the area that we're in now and everything else, there's quite a high Italian descendancy. And although it says that all of the prisoners of war were repatriated to Italy afterwards, I reckon a lot of them actually stayed. I reckon a lot of them sort of like got used to the area, liked the area, were busy with the agriculture, so they stayed. Why wouldn't you? Glorious place. So anyway, a little bit about the history. Prisoner of war camp, 220 Italians, 1944. They were still here in 1946, I think it was, when it closed down. It should say on here somewhere. Maybe not. Well, it was closed April 1946, and it says, and all prisoners were repatriated to Italy. Some wanted to stay in Australia, but they were determined that they must be returned to their homes, but I reckon they came back. Anyway. So anyway, we'll take some still photos here, and then we'll take you on the little trip round. Signage is a little poor. It's not actually that evident which way we go, but there's a gravel path. Let's follow that. So where I'm standing now just inside the gate, and this is the parade ground. Big flat open area. What parade grounds are? So this is one of the grease traps. Now you think if a grease trap was here, in the event that there will be fire foundations. Even the bush here is nice. The bull banksia, banksia grandis, from memory. The grass trees, or xanthorrhea. So, powerhouse. Diesel generator, you guess? Ablution block. So it was fairly typical, I think, that the bush reclaims things fairly quickly. But it's good that these are still here to see. I think being a lot less known helps. Don't get as many people out here. What's this? Kitchen area. So, I wonder if that means we'll find another grease trap. Yep. Over here, that was the kitchen, and one would presume that next to the kitchen will be a messing facility. Holes for some serious poles. Holes for poles. So at last I can tell what the initials are. That's SB. So that'll be the initials of the brickworks that made the bricks. Being S, I'm wondering if it's Serpentine. This bit here that we're on comes from the mill. So this is actually the old railway line that they used to take for Jarrah logs and timber, firstly to Jarrahdale and then from Jarrahdale into Rockingham. So we'll wander up this way. So this here, this fella is a really papery bark. Not a paper bark. It's what I've always known as a snotty gobble. What a great name, snotty gobble. He has Can't see any on him at the moment. There's some up there. They're green, but they have these berries on them, and reputably edible, but don't. I don't think I can. Can't see any on the ground. Regions, another stoddy gobble over there, and another one over there. So the stoddy gobbles are all over here. It's a very snotty area. What was I saying? Right, stoddy gobble tree. One of my favourite trees. Only grow in the southwest of Western Australia, in the Jarrah forest. Nice tree. Tell him by the bark, the leaves, and the berries. So, you're enlisted or conscripted. You went off, fought in a different country. This is the Italians. Enlisted or conscripted. You went off, you fought in a different country, ultimately for a dictator Mussolini, allied with Hitler, against the Australians and the English in a different country, North Africa, in the hot desert. You get captured, taken to a camp somewhere in Africa, and then ultimately processed and transported out here to Australia, which is kind of like the convicts back. Way back. But, so you transported that to Australia. Yeah, not too bad. You then get shipped down to Marrinup, near Dwellingup, nice bush. Bit of gentle work on a farm. You behave yourself. You get sent up here to work camp number 20. Where your job is they tell you cut that tree down. So you cut the tree down, or go and work on that farm. So you go and work on the farm. You're a long way from home. Probably got loved ones back home. Mates who are with you or maybe didn't survive the war. And you're out here, so what do? Do you think of escape? I don't know if Italy's got anything like this, but where do you go to? Just checking because it said I lost you. Right. So yeah. So where do you go to? The bush itself, I think, is as confining as any barbed wire or bricks and mortar could be. I mean, sure, if you knew the land, you know that Jarrahdale is 12 k's that way as a town. You know that over there is good agricultural land. That way, more bush. But over there, you could possibly make a living, escape. But did they really have it so bad? Fed, watered, cutting wood. Presume they had fires. Sounds good to me. Anyway, where I'm standing now on the old railway line is part of the Munda Biddi trail. So I'm not going to go any further that way, because that will just take me to wherever the Munda Biddi trail takes me. Ultimately drawing up, I suppose. There is a walking trail that heads back to Jarrahdale. It's about 10 k's. Might do that one day. It's now 12:10. I think I've seen pretty much all there is to see. I'm going to have a look for those boiler remains on the way back to the bus. I was going to have a cup of coffee here, but it's lunchtime. It's a nice pub in Jarrahdale.